All right, so when I was a kid, you could buy one of these packs of cards for about 50 cents, $1 for the upper deck. Today, some of them cost more than an entire box would cost way back then. But every single one of these packs from the Junk Wax era has a chase card that is worth chasing. Most of those cards I never pulled as a kid, so we're gonna try to do it today. Hey guys, welcome back to Chasing Junk. I'm Tyler, and today I am going to definitely be treating myself.
You're gonna treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
I'm gonna treat myself. Treat yourself.
I'm gonna go ahead and treat myself.
It's the best day of the year.
I'm going to be opening some of the most legendary packs from the whole Junk Wax era, and it's not going to be random. I'm going by some specific chase categories. So we're going to start with some of the biggest stars of that era, the cards that we chased after when we were kids. We'll do that for both baseball and basketball. Then we're going to do something that I didn't really chase as a kid, but a lot of people got into the era cards, and there were a few significant era cards from the late 80s, so we're going to chase for those as well. Then we're going to do some crossover chases, people who played baseball then basketball or vice versa, so we're going to chase some of those cards. And we're going to end off with my guilty pleasure. As I was wrapping up collecting cards in the early 90s, I loved the Dream Team in basketball, so we're going to open 4 packs and try to pull some Dream Teamers. Packs like this cost about 50 cents back in the day. Today, it's a little bit more expensive. But we're going to see if the cards live up to the memories. Instead of paying the $10 I would have paid for these 15 packs way back in the late 80s, early 90s, I paid about $80 today. 50 for the baseball cards, about 25 for the basketball cards. Let's see if they live up to the hype. All right, this first group is the stars of the Junk Wax era, and you'll notice that I have 2 Upper Deck Low Series because this was by far the most chaseable pack, but it was outside my reach as a kid. And even more so now, but we sprung for it. We've also got an 86 Donruss and an 87 Topps. These were packs that I collected back then. Let's start with the 89 Upper Deck Low Series. Back when I was a kid, these were the premium cards. You could get, Upper Deck was the new player. This was their first year, and they made glossy cards on the front and the back, color on both sides. They had holograms. They were fancy. But the big reason you wanted this is because even then, Ken Griffey Jr. was a huge star, and there were some other big rookies from that season. And so these packs were in high demand. In fact, I remember going to a carnival when I was a kid and going to a vending machine where you would put in 50 cents to get a single card from this pack. So these were hard to get. In the middle of the Junk Wax era, when they produced way too many packs of everything, these were still hard to get, at least in my hometown. So I would have paid $1 then. Today, I paid $12.42 for this pack. So hopefully we get something really awesome because that's a lot to pay for a pack. Now, in addition to the Ken Griffey Jr., that's the main chase card. And even, you know, as a raw card, it's a $30, $40 card. If you get a high grade, it's going to be worth a little bit more than that. But a 10 is almost impossible to get because you're not centering that hologram in the bottom. If we don't get a Ken Griffey Jr., there's still some awesome other cards from this pack. So we're also looking to get a Randy Johnson rookie card, maybe a John Smoltz rookie card, or a Deion Sanders, but we'll talk about that more when we talk about the crossover and the era cards. All right, so let's flip this camera around and see what we've got. All right, here we go. $12 pack of Upper Deck. Hopefully we get something awesome. I'm not wearing gloves or anything. Again, I'm not in this for the collectible value. I'm in it for the nostalgia value. See, really nice, clean cards on the back. And the front, well, there's a good way to start. Our Don Mattingly, is that a team card? Yeah. So the New York Yankees team card, pretty cool. Then we've got a Jose De Leon, Otis Nixon, Steve Balboni, right? Bill Long. Loved the style of these cards. Again, these were so desirable. It's so crazy opening them now. Kurt Stillwell, Drew Hill. Now we've got the 2 sticker cards. They're stuck. So we've got a White Sox sticker card. Then we've got a Blue Jays sticker card, a Luis Alcea, Ron Darling, that's a good pull there. Tim Raines, 2 great cards in a row, nice. Then we've got a Fred Manrique, have no idea. Mike Diaz, Terry Francona, Rob Booker. Are we going to pull that Ken Griffey Jr.? Doesn't look like it. Jose Uribe. Well, still fun to pull that. We're actually going to pull another pack later on. All right, so next we're going to open this pack of 1986 Donruss. I actually started collecting in 86, 87, and I don't think I ever collected a pack of 86 Donruss. However, I did collect the player who you search for in the 86 Donruss, and that's Jose Canseco. He was a huge star at the time. I remember trying to pull his 1987 Topps All-Star Rookie, which is the pack we're going to do next. But we want to see if we get anything great in this pack of 86 Donruss. Now, back in the day, this would have been 40 cents, 45 cents, maybe 50 cents. I would get it at the 7-Eleven for 50 cents. But today, it cost me $4.19. So a box of 86 Donruss is going to cost you a little bit more than your other Junk Wax era boxes, just because 86 was at the very, very beginning of the Junk Wax, and the cards are a little bit more valuable, but you're never going to get the value that you pay for it, especially with these expensive boxes, the Upper Deck, the 86 packs. You're just paying for the chase, for the thrill of trying to get those cards, and that's what we're doing right now. So let's see what we got. All right, here we go with this 86 Donruss. If we don't get a Canseco, we might get something great like a Fred McGriff, but really we want to pull that Canseco. Now, remember, the Donruss came with a puzzle piece rather than gum or holograms or stickers, and it looks like, actually I can't remember who's on the puzzle for this one, but there we go. All right, our first pull here is Claudell Washington. Then we've got a Bruce, and sorry guys, I know you're gonna hammer me because I don't know how to pronounce all these players. I was a kid. Bruce Botchty. I probably botched his name. We've got Frank Ufima. Again, sorry guys. A Joe Johnson with a cool stash. Tony Armas. Juan Beniquez. Greg Harris. Mike Laga. Kevin McReynolds. Jesse Barfield. Von Hayes. Enos Cable. Danny Darwin. Jay Tibbs. Bud Black, and that's it. So nothing great out of that pack. All right, so next we're looking at the 87 Topps, and for me, this is what got me into card collecting. It's the wood borders. There were some big stars at the time, and we didn't know at the time, this was before controversy, but the McGuire rookie and the Bonds rookie both in here, and they were pretty big time rookies. We've also got the Canseco All-Star rookie, which was for me the big chase in that time. And then later on, Bo Jackson. Now, I think he was huge for everyone then. I just was young, not figuring out how cool Bo Jackson was. But as you might notice, I got my Bo Jackson poster up. We're going to try to pull that card later. But right now, let's look at this 87 Topps. All right, this is an awesome pack. Hopefully we get something good. This is going to be a nostalgia pack if nothing else. And we got a good card, Destroyed by Wax. And some gum beat up here. All right. Starting with a John Miserock, Tito Landrum, Glenn Wilson, Tom Henke, Ken Schrom, Charles Hudson, Reggie Jackson, there we go, Mr. October, that's a good hit. We've got a Ricky Horton, Lamar Hoyt, Wayne Tollison, Tim Stoddard, manager Tim Fregosi, Ed Romero, Frank Williams, Steve Buccelli, two more. Dan Quisenberry, he was a great pitcher back then. And the record breaker we got was Dave Righetti. So pretty cool, a couple hits in that pack. All right, so those were my favorite baseball chase packs from the era, but we're going to get into some other packs later. Now, baseball ruled the hobby, but the culture was shifting into basketball. So 1989-90, there were a few really significant packs of basketball. We've got the 89-90 Hoops, which had the David Robinson rookie card and a Michael Jordan, of course. And then we have the 89 Fleer, which didn't have Robinson, but it did have Jordan, and these packs are pricey today. Let's start with the 89-90 Hoops. Now, I forgot to mention in that last pack of Topps baseball cards, That would have cost me 50 cents back in the day. It cost me $1.14 today. That might be the most affordable box if you want to chase some cool stars. I think the 1987 Topps baseball box is the best value in baseball for the junk wax era. All right, for pack 4, we're going to transition into basketball and look at the 89-90 hoops. Now, I didn't collect these. I started the next year collecting basketball, but my favorite player of all time, David Robinson, had his rookie card debut here. Now, I could have picked this up for 50 cents back then. They're still relatively affordable today. This pack cost me $2.17, which is about the same cost if you adjust for inflation. So a good value on these 89-90 basketball hoops cards. Now, as I mentioned, I'm going to be chasing the Robinson. The reason Robinson was such an interesting player at this time and didn't show up in all the sets is he didn't come in as a teenager. He had fulfilled his service to the Navy. So even though he was drafted earlier, came into the league a little later and was a dominant rookie. He was a man coming into the league. Also in this pack, there's going to be Michael Jordan and the Michael Jordan All-Star. If you were collecting then or today, Michael Jordan is the card to pull, so we're going to be looking for that as well. We might also look for a Mitch Richmond, which was a cool rookie pull back then.
All right, here we go with the 1989-90 hoops. Trying to pull a Robinson. We're going to start it off with Michael Holton. Oh no, do we have to flip these over all the time? Kelly Tripucka. Mark Jackson. We would have wanted this if it was the next year. Kevin McHale All-Star card, that's pretty cool. Then we've got a Michael Cooper, John Battle, Jeff Malone, better with the Jazz. Mark Eaton, there we go, talking about the Jazz. Hey, look at that, 3 Jazzmen right in a row, pretty awesome. We'll put these hits at the top. Karl Malone, that's a great hit. Then we've got a Stuart Gray, Michael Fratello, Joe Dumars, that's a good hit. Tom Garrick, Walter Davis, that's another good one, and Ricky Green. So that was a pretty good pack, maybe our best pack so far as star power.
So we didn't pull the Admirable, but that was still a fun pack. Now we're going to look at the 1989 Fleer. Now, of all the packs we're opening today, this is the most expensive. And I think part of it is because of the staying power of Michael Jordan. So this is his 3rd year card, but it's still valuable today as a raw card. But all the cards are a little bit more valuable. I think because while NBA Hoops and Skybox were overproduced, Skybox started the next year, Fleer just wasn't as big a drawback then. It wasn't as collectible, and it's definitely way more collectible today. So while this would have cost 50 cents back in 1989, it cost me $15.04 today. We're going to be looking for a Jordan.
All right, pretty excited about this 89 Fleer. I've never opened a pack of these. $15 pack here. Hopefully we get something good. Dinged up card, that's not very good. From a sealed box. At least it wasn't a star player. All right. Oh, I forgot. These stickers on the front will start with a bird, and all of these stickers are valuable. This is like a $5 to $10 card right here just for that sticker card. So major hit right off the bat. Then we've got a Reggie Williams. Oh, look how miscut these are. A John Williams, Buck Williams. What? 3 Williams in a row? That's pretty cool. Then Johnny Newman, Jerome Kersey, Cliff Levingston, Kenny Smith, Reggie Lewis, John Sally. Oh, Horace Grant. Love that Bulls logo. It was close. Derek McKee, Ron Harper. Good card there. Then we've got an upside down Joe Barry Carroll, a John Battle, and ended off with a Herb Williams. Well, pretty awesome to pull that bird sticker card. That's a good one.
All right, so we just chased some of those packs of the biggest stars of the 80s and 90s. Those were the players that everyone wanted. But this next group of cards are going to be the cards that we didn't know were valuable at the time. We didn't even know these cards existed until they started popping up in the Beckett price guides a little later, showing the error cards. So now we're going to transition into some error packs. All right, we're going to chase some of the funnest error packs of the day. The 89 Fleer, of course, with the Billy Ripken F-face. Then we've got the 1990 Frank Thomas rookie card with the no-name Frank Thomas. Both of those cards are super valuable. Then we're going to go back to our upper deck and see if we can pull from the high series a Del Murphy reverse negative, which was a fun one. Still a chance that we can pull a Ken Griffey out of there as well, and some of those other big cards. Let's start with the 89 Fleer. All right, now 89 Fleer, if you're a hobbyist, you know this was the Billy Ripken, and this was a card that kids found before adults, before in card shops. It had, you know, that thing scrawled onto the edge of his bat. And actually, as a kid, I had no idea this existed. I had a few packs of this Fleer, didn't even look. In fact, I might have pulled this card. I have no idea, because he wasn't a star. He was just the baby brother of Cal Ripken. But today we're going to see if we can pull that. Now, this box of cards is a lot more than a typical box because of this chase card. So where most boxes from this era would be about 20 bucks, this box was about 80 bucks. So the 50-cent pack that we had cost me $2.17. I got a pretty good deal on it. It's probably going to cost you about $3 a pack for 89 Fleer.
Now, in addition to the Billy Ripken error, I believe there's a Randy Johnson error, like the Marlboro cigarettes. I think that was in this set as well. So we've got a few error options. Starting with our stickers here in the Fleer. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Do you guys see that? Look what we have. That's going to be a valuable card no matter what. First pack. I can't believe I opened straight to that. This is amazing. All right, so we've got Tommy Herr, better with the Cardinals. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're getting to this. Oh! We've got a Roger McDowell. We've got a Billy Ripken. Let's see what he's got on his bat. We pulled it. Oh my gosh. I can't believe we pulled this. Wow. I have never pulled a chase card before. This is incredible. I feel like I should just stop the video here. Maybe we'll do this a two-parter. If you want to see the rest, tune in. I just have to take a minute to digest this. We pulled the Bill Ripken era card. Here on the back, you see, you know, just pretty decent as far as top to bottom centering, a little high. Here, you know, not great centering. But this is something I've never had a card graded, but this might be the time to start. I don't know, what do you guys think? Should I get this card graded? I can't believe I pulled it in the first pack in the box. That is insane. Oh my gosh. All right, we're ending here.